Okay, so it's a new session. It's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I left off right over here, didn't I? I had to actually save and quit, so I don't remember what I was doing last time. What was it? The two separate yeah, the sun and the moon thing that I have to do. Or so I think the King Earthwalker was saying. Okay, it's a block puzzle. That's fine. I'll be able to figure this out. No problem. I'm good at puzzles. You want to make bets right now about how many of them I'm gonna end up failing at? I mean, that's the natural order of things. You start looking at something and you're like, oh, this will be no problem whatsoever, and then you completely screw it up. I'm not seeing the solution immediately. So I guess I'll just shove the blocks around in the most obvious ways and I'll figure out why on earth it's not gonna work. You gotta fail, you have to walk before you can run, as they say. You must fail before you can succeed. That's the way that it goes. What happens if I shove this in the corner? Oh, okay, well first off, I didn't mean to jump up here. But it looks like putting the block into the corner just resets the puzzle. You know, puzzles in these games, like something like this, it's always a bit hit and miss because some people, like this will be like super obvious to some people, right? But it's like, oh, well, it's obvious, you just do this. And then to other people, it's gonna be like, no, why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. You know, like, I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Because it's like, there are some people who just will not be able to wrap their head around a puzzle like this, and then there are other people, they'll just solve it instantaneously. And what qualifies for balanced... Okay, yeah. What qualifies as a balanced puzzle? Well, what qualifies as difficult? Okay, so if I shove it into the wall, it completely fails. So there's only one direction for this block to go in, which is straight over. There's no other direction I can shove that thing, which means... How on earth... Like, there's no... I'm pretty confused right now. If I shove that... Then it doesn't... It's not able to go anywhere. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Some people will be able to look at this and understand it instantaneously, and other people will... They'll scratch their head forever. I think I'm somewhere in the middle ground. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that just stopped right on it without having to hit the wall. Okay, so a block isn't necessary to stop it. Like, okay, yeah, that... And then if it hits the wall, it's just over. Okay, that changes a whole lot. As long as it's in line with something, and then that resets it. So... What if I shove this that way? And it stops. Yeah, that wouldn't work then. Wrapping my head around this, it's the first puzzle. Like, I'm hopeful that the other puzzle is on the other side of the map is exactly the same, because this is, I think puzzling over the first one is going to be the most difficult, and then after that, it's going to be like a cakewalk for the next one, I guess. I just have to figure out what on earth they want me to do here. So some people will struggle with this, other people will walk right over it with no problem. Okay, and like I've completely screwed this up, so it'll have to reset. Some people will walk over this with no problem whatsoever, right? Let's check over here. Make certain that I'm not missing something important for the puzzle, because like they've hidden something around the corner or whatever. Some people will find it easy, other people will find it hard. I think that's one of that's actually one of my like hang-ups in regards to doing Let's Plays in general. It's like, if there's a puzzle, someone is going to be sitting there screaming in the comments, which frankly YouTube really likes when people scream in the comments, because, you know, like, it's engagement and everything. If someone feels compelled to comment, then they're more like, then that's better, you know? Like, it means they're engaging with content, and it means that they'll probably come back and watch more content, etc. Obviously, watch time is king on YouTube, but at the same time, it's not really nice to be on the receiving end of a whole bunch of screaming, upset comments. So, I'm sorry, I am just, like, I am actively doing the math in my head about what I should do next. This, I think, is the solution. I think? Yeah, this should work. Okay, so if I just shove this over here, and then that'll stop this block from hitting a wall, and I get more than one push on it. Oops, I'm gonna take that stuff out. Hey, there we go. See? It's not too difficult. It took me like, what, 5 minutes? Fairly easy, not that difficult. Okay, so now that that's done, excuse me, I'm just taking care of the cat's food bowl. I have 2 cats, if you didn't know. I have 2 cats. You can sometimes see one of them whenever I stream. I stream Mondays and Saturdays here on this channel. Okay, what did you... Well, obviously, this is here for some reason. Go ahead and shoot through it, I guess. I have 2 separate cats. And one of them is a vacuum. He will eat all of the food that is present. It doesn't matter, you know, he has no portion control, so we have to, like, carefully dish out his food. He's the younger cat. The older cat, who we've had for longer, he's a grazer. You can just leave the food bowl out and he will responsibly consume what he needs when he needs it, and he will not just endlessly eat food. And, you know, so we get the new cat, and then it turns out, oh, the new cat doesn't have portion control, and he went from a thin cat, like he was kind of in that awkward teenager phase where his paws were still kind of bigger than his body, but he was still pretty much, he was almost completely mature. So he's this exceedingly lean cat with all of this muscle, and he's been fighting for every scrap of food he can get his, you know, mouth on. And then there's just an infinite supply of food in the house whenever we get him, and he went from thin to football in, I mean, it happens so fast. So as a result, like, we have to serve out the food for the younger cat, and then the older cat, we have to, like, actively keep his food in, like, a sealed lid box, or a food bowl, and he has to come and ask us to take the lid off of the food bowl and feed him now. So, okay, so I'm not allowed to move this block now that it's actually in place. Okay, that's a detail I didn't know. Just go ahead and keep sheathing and unsheathing my staff. Okay, so this is clearly not going to work. I can shove that over, but then now I have no way to get this thing over to where it needs to be. So we'll just reset. Okay, so obviously the solution here has to be trying to run the blocks into one another. The question is just how on earth I run the blocks into one another properly. Okay, what if I shove this one? Yeah, this will probably work. Okay, so I've shoved that down, and I can come over here and push. Yeah. This'll fix everything. Go ahead and do that. Woof. Oh, this is simplicity itself. Nothing wrong with it. Okay. Okay, see what I mean? The first puzzle was more difficult because I hadn't figured out how they wanted me to, like, do the puzzle. Now that I understand the mechanics, like, it only took, like, what, 3 minutes this time? Just staring at it a little bit. We'll go around the the edge of the pyramid here to make certain I'm not missing anything. I doubt that there's anything around here. This game is, like, we are absolutely in the end home stretch where it feels very much like they've cut back and they've stripped down. So I am not convinced of, I'm not convinced that this was something that was thought through particularly well. Slippy? There's lots to do, Fox. You've got to open each temple, go inside, collect the sun and moon stones, then place them down where you put those teeth. If you get too stuck, talk to the Earthwalkers. Okay. This is very baffling to me. Like, they gave me the top of the pyramids here, and I don't know what on earth I'm supposed to be doing. But if talking to the Earthwalkers is gonna help, it figures. Like, you do the puzzle, which is immediate and obvious about what it is that they want you to do. Okay, block sliding puzzle. Okay, get that. Totally get that. Sir.
Where the walls fade, time is your only enemy.
Time is your only enemy? Okay, well, if that's not a message. So there is a day-night cycle, and this is sun and moon stuff. So these are the moon blocks surrounded by a sun wall. So I'm imagining that I've got to look through this whenever it's the middle of the night, and the night cycle did just begin. So maybe this temple will work now. So I guess we'll just shoot at it and see if it works this time? No? It's not doing anything. What if I just... Am I not, like, standing in the right spot? Go ahead and adjust myself to be, like, pitch perfect in the center there. Nope. Okay. Okay, there's only one way to do this, and that's to center myself like this. Oh, there's a bird coming out all of a sudden. A pterodactyl. Does he do something? Is he gonna head to the center temple and do something special? I seriously doubt it. I think it's just a coincidence. Yeah, there's another pterodactyl in the sky. Okay, well, let's center ourselves properly. And do this. And shoot at. There's a thing showing up, so I'm definitely doing something right. Why do I get the feeling that shooting at it is not the answer? Does it? Okay, it's showing up whenever I actually do this. Whoa, oh. Okay, so I had to zoom in on it. Which means I would have had to have the HD visor thing. Okay. Unexpected, but okay. At least I know how to get into the other temple now, I think, and or guess. Am I just gonna be able to grab the thing, or are they gonna... Oh, okay, more puzzles. Alright, I just wait for them to... Oh, okay. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. It's a falling floor puzzle. That's okay. See, these types of puzzles are a little bit more my forte because it's a little bit more direct about what it is they want you to do. Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, okay. It's not one of those situations where the floor tiles stop falling when you get off them. The minute that you touch them, you start their falling animation, which is not what you want to do. I'm just lucky that I'm not losing any health in the process of this. I'm also not using any of those Baphomet either. Okay, so, right. What am I doing? I don't need to be running in circles. I need to touch as few tiles as possible and be meticulous about how I'm moving across them. Easy as can be to get through this first one. Move. Make it. Come on, go down already. Please? Oh god, I'm screwed. Oh, I'm so screwed. Can I? Nope, it doesn't let me jump. Okay. I was in such a rush. This requires less brain power. I mean, I am still kind of like doing the whole, you know, oh, I'm, you know, just being remarkably slow about it. Come on, please. Ah, okay, there we go. We got through it. Okay, it's an empty room. I don't know what it is they want me to do other than hit the button. 30 seconds to get through the door in front of me. Who would have... Oh. Oh no, it's an invisible maze. Well, I haven't done one of these in a long time. This feels like something that used to be a standard in a lot of video games. Especially once we went 3D. I remember, like, invisible mazes weren't as much of a thing in, like, the old 16-bit era with 2D graphics and everything. Invisible mazes were less of a thing back then, but they were something that you would occasionally run into, and then eventually you would end up... Okay. Do the walls go away? Okay, the walls do go away. Gonna need more magic before long here. I'm running out. But I remember, invisible mazes made they were a thing for a bit there with 3D games, because I don't know, like, I guess... I mean, it's a real curiosity. I can't fathom a reason why it became such a popular thing to have mazes in 3D games where you couldn't see the walls. Alright, well, there we go. It's a series of challenges, nothing too difficult. But I'm entertained with these challenges, you know? Although I am infinitely curious about why exactly I remember so many different invisible mazes in 3D games, you know, back during the N64, and maybe a little bit during the GameCube era, you know, PS1, PS2. Okay, so it looks like they want me to hit these in order of, like, the growing size of the moon. So we'll hit the left first. Centering my viewpoint is, like, super important to being able to get this correct. And then we gotta do the top next. I don't really want to spray and pray because I don't want to, like, have to realign myself, so I'm gonna be careful with this. Shoot! Okay, I'm shooting a bit too late. I can't shoot my shot too early. Don't want to be premature about it, get it? Get me? You understand? Okay, now it's speeding up, and it's going to be more difficult. Isn't that lovely? Also, I cannot seem to balance my joystick properly whenever pushing to the right. Oh, God! Ugh. It doesn't help that I feel like I've over-caffeinated a bit today. I'm actually on 2 cups of coffee now. Which... I don't know if anybody watching drinks coffee, but my word, is it ever an enormous weakness of mine. I love coffee. Like, I'm up to the point where I roast my own beans. Like, I buy, like, I'm not in the right climate to grow my own coffee beans. Neither do I have the proper amount of space. The Moonstone. Place it under the temple. Reveal the Kurosawa Shrine. Okay. So, I could rush straight to the temple and do that, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to do the Sun Temple next. Stop going in circles there. Tricky was going to sleep. I thought he was, like, I thought there was something wrong with his animation, and he just had to start spinning. Anyways, I could go to the... I could put the moon symbol in, but I'm going to go ahead and wait to do that until the very end. I'll go whenever I have everything. But I roast my own coffee beans, and... I would definitely be in the business of, like, growing my own coffee if that was a feasible thing to do, but I'm in the entirely wrong climate to be able to allow that to happen. There's a reason why coffee is grown on, like, mountainous slopes. It's because it's kind of temperature sensitive. I definitely live in the wrong climate for that. But most of us remember the lockdowns and COVID-19 and all that stuff, so... during that time, I ended up picking up my own hobby of roasting coffee, and it was a bit of a process.
Your goal may seem close, but the answer is not always so clear.
Not always so clear, he says. Okay. So I went and, you know, I bought a bag of green coffee, just basic, you know, like Colombian coffee, and I wasted probably half of that bag. It was a 5-pound bag. I wasted about 2.5 pounds of coffee. Okay. Will this work during the middle of the night? Oh my god, it does. I thought for certain it would have to be the middle of the day for this to work. Or maybe it is the middle of the day. No, it's night. I can hear the crickets still. Okay, so it works during either night or day or night. These puzzles work. So I wasted 2.5 pounds of coffee by utterly and completely botching the roast. Oh my god, I've never been able to hit these stupid things. Maybe I just ignore them. No, I am gonna die of chip damage at this rate. Okay, you know what? Let's use the ice blast on them. It's gonna be way more effective. Come here. Flying little freaks. There we go. Okay, they're out of the picture now. So I bought a bag of green coffee and I was like, let's give this a shot. I proceeded to smoke out my house, which is a problem because I don't have a lot of really good airflow down in the kitchen. That and the fact that the fume hood for the stove is connected to nothing. Like, that's how I learned that the fume hood over the stove has no ventilation. It's there, you can turn it on, and it does absolutely nothing at all. Which is a lovely thing to learn. Just like, oh yeah, that's fantastic. Who needs a fume hood that's supposed to, like, remove smoke and everything from whenever you burn something over the stove? Forget that. The way that builders cut corners. Because, like, the place that I live in was built in, like, I think 1985, 1984, something like that. So this place is older than me. And just realizing the corners that were cut, I actually had to get the house, I had to get all of the outlets rewired at some point in this house because problems. If you didn't know, I'm actually a homeowner. I live in a condo, but I mean, it's a thing. Okay, so we are looking at another maze with things to get done, I guess. Oh, hello. Okay, so if I douse you, can I do things before? Okay, no, I cannot interact with that lever switch. So anyways, okay, so I'm just getting a lay of the land, I guess, because I can't actually do any of the puzzles until I'm finished here. Okay, I'm feeling pretty confident. This feels like I understand where most of the things are in this maze. Whoa! Okay, that almost went bad. Okay, and we have a switch to shoot at with the... So... it's probably not worth doing right now. Alright, I think I've got my hands around this. Maybe I'll have to do it twice, but I'm hopeful to get the first try. What's around here? Oh, okay, well, it's a good thing that I looked. Otherwise, I would have gone to the other end of the maze and not known that I missed something at the start. Okay, so, first things first, ground pound. I proceeded to waste 2.5 pounds, or half a bag of green coffee. And it wasn't cheap either. Like, a bag of green coffee, it's gone up now. It's like 50 bucks now. It was $40 back then for a 5-pound bag of green coffee. And, what happened was I had to work through it. I ended up having to buy a hot plate to plug in outside so I won't smoke out the house and everything. And I've gotten pretty good at roasting it. I'm not doing it for efficiency's sake. It is very much so a personally handcrafted experience roasting my own coffee, but my word, if it doesn't turn out really, really amazing. So that gives you an idea of just how much of a coffee, quote-unquote, snob, I guess you could say I am. Because I roast my own, like, I buy green coffee, like, I give it as a gift at this point. Like, it's something that I'm so, on top of and used to. It's like, yeah, this is just what I do for me, and then I can share it. Because one of the great things about doing it is that anybody who drinks coffee and enjoys it, they're gonna think that they think that I'm amazing for roasting that coffee and giving it to them, because there's a lot of the grocery store coffee is like a month old, and most people don't know this, but if coffee is ground, once you grind up coffee, it's really at the peak of its flavor for only about an hour. after you grind it. It has a very short shelf life after you grind it. So pre-ground coffee is always going to be pretty terrible, flavor-wise. So if you get it from the grocery store, it's way better if you get it. Just trying to get this perfectly center. If you get your coffee from the grocery store, it's way better if you get it in bean form because it's like in better condition, basically. All right, we'll do the right side this time. Probably be a little bit easier on me because I can't do this. Oh, right, it has to be done in a particular order. Well, like I said, all of that coffee that I've already had today it's got my hands a little bit jittery. I'm having a hard time holding them still. And to the whole point, like as part of being a coffee snob, I have more than one way to prepare coffee. Like I have a basic pour over funnel, I have a mocha pot, I have a drip coffee pot, they're all perfectly fine. They're nice, and they all have their value. Before I know it, I'm gonna end up buying an AeroPress or something. Oh, for God's sake, come on. This is so difficult getting the timing right and holding it still. So I've had two cups of mocha pot coffee, and one of the beautiful things about mocha pot coffee for me is the fact that it gives you it's basically as close to espresso as you can get without actually having an espresso machine. Look at that, spamming the button worked. Spray and pray. So with mocha pot coffee, it's stovetop, You don't need like a big sophisticated machine that's super difficult to clean or anything like that. And one of the things that I love about the mocha pot coffee is that it gives you a really, really heavy, punchy coffee flavor. But the other part of it is that you can put straight milk in that. Or in my case, I use oat milk. And it results in kind of giving you something similar to a latte, because mocha pot is supposed to be as close to espresso as you can get without actually having an espresso machine. Meaning that the coffee is extremely strong, but not quite as strong as a shot of espresso. And then I can thin it out with milk, which, I don't know, there's something incredibly special about that. After I got the mocha pot, it was all that I drank for like 2 months, and then I kind of fell off, and I ended up switching to a pour over funnel. And I've learned so much about the various how coarse you want to grind your beans as well, because if you're doing a mocha pot, you want it ground fine for espresso. If you're doing a pour over, you want something a bit more coarse. Drip pot coffee, also coarse. How many people am I boring with all of this? This is a very involved hobby that I picked up back in 2020, and I am just continuing on with it and adding here and there. It's up to the point where if I was to quit my job, I would love to start a business of just roasting coffee. It's oh, what else do you sell? And it's no, we just do coffee. Okay, I got 7 cheat tokens. I was actually counting those. So when we get back to Dinosaur Planet, or Thorntail Hollow, I think that there's one more that I have to go searching for, and I think it's in Lightfoot Village. So we'll have to go out and do that before we finish up the game. All right, so the Krajoa Shrine is open now. It's a bit of a surprise. I kind of expected them to send me back down into the maze, which wouldn't have made a lick of sense because that's where the Sharp Claw was. Not the Sharp Claw, the Red Eye. The Red Eye King or something. It was odd with that Red Eye battle. It was like he was already in prison for some reason, which doesn't make an inherent amount of sense. Whatever, I'm not going to complain. So I hope that it's interesting learning about the way that I've developed an incredible passion for coffee. Oh, seriously? I have to go around you like this? Talk about ridiculous. So I love coffee. That's pretty much the message that I'm trying to carry through here. I just straight up love coffee. It is a beautiful, wonderful, tasty experience of my daily life, and my day is less if I don't have coffee. you know? Like, I am absolutely, I'm a caffeine addict at this point. If I don't get at least 1 cup of coffee in, doesn't really matter how weak it is. If I don't get at least 1 cup of coffee in, I end up with a headache. And actually, I can't substitute it with, like, a cola or an energy drink because the caffeine content is too low. That being said, I hate the flavor of energy drinks. I think that they are disgusting. And all of the stuff that's in there, just, I get it. People have caffeine addictions all the time, and you can develop it in all sorts of ways. But I do not understand how people could ever want to drink just a Monster or something like that, or Red Bull. I think my favorite version of energy drink that I ever had, whenever I still bothered with them at all, was Venom, and I think that's still around. But I'm just overall just like, no thanks, man. No thanks. I don't think that there's really a good sense of timing for this. I think I just have to go for it and hope that I don't catch any of the flames. And all at the same time, if I do, just live with it. It's not that much. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, no problem. Okay, well, the challenge at the end is either going to be crazy or not a challenge at all. And I can't tell which it's going to turn out to be. Okay, so... I mean, does anybody watching... Are you like all in the camp of energy drinks? How am I supposed to... Okay, so the portcullis is open with a button. Like, are you all in on energy drinks? Is it all coffee for you? Or is it a situation where it's like you don't really have much of a caffeine addiction, and instead you're just like, nah, I mostly drink tea, but like not the black tea. I mostly do the herbal tea. Because I'm not gonna lie, herbal tea is pretty good. Black tea, I'll do black tea, but it's not as good as coffee. And because I can, like, there's a certain type of bitterness to black tea, which is fine. There's nothing truly wrong with black tea. It's just with the bitterness in there, I just constantly think to myself, well, this is bitter, but it's not bitter and good in the same way that, like, it's not bitter and good in the same way that, say, coffee is, you know? Like, I taste the bitterness in black tea, and I'm just like, could I be getting coffee instead? Okay, well, I don't know what on earth these sides... I don't know what they're asking me to do, but some of these look really weird. They look like... Oh, that's the Lightfoot Village. These are places that I've been, I guess. I don't even know what that is. And I think that that's the Earthwalker Temple that I'm in. What do we got? Test 5, the Test of Knowledge. Match the items with the levels. If you succeed, I will become yours to return to the Krazoa Palace. Okay. What have we got here? I don't know what that is. That's a moon seed. Oh, that's the golden tooth? I think? Let's take this one. That would go to the Earthwalker Temple over here, I think. Just watch. I'm gonna utterly fail this because I'm figuring it out right now. I don't know what the objects are. I don't know what the locations are. Okay, this totally goes to the Cloud Runner Fortress. Cloud Ruler? Cloud Runner? I still can't remember which one it was. Okay, there we go. So there's that. Okay, so this goes to Moon Mountain Pass. I gotta remember this. I don't know which of these places was Moon Mountain, though. Was this it? No. I'm wasting a lot of time. What is this? This doesn't even make any sense to me. Okay. It doesn't go to the Lightfoot, so process of elimination. That means it has to go over here? Oh, yeah, okay, that's Moon Mountain. I recognize the hole that's in the ground. And I'm... Okay, and that's the Snowhorn horn? Okay, well, I kind of knew that I was going to fail at that the first time. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I think I'll be able to get this on the second try, no problem. As long as I'm not, Was there any health to pick up? Ah, yes, there is. Okay. Whatever I can pick up. I'm gonna be catching plenty of flames on the way back to the chamber again. At least I know now that it's like, nah, don't stop, don't... Like, I don't have to inspect anything. I know where everything is. The second run is way faster than the first one because you know what to look for and what to expect. That being said, I have to refuel on my magic energy. I think I remember the first time that I ever had a Venom energy drink, and it was during a road trip that I was taking with a bunch of friends out to Colorado. And the way that we did the road trip was that it was like, okay, well, there are 6 of us, if I remember correctly. And this is going to be like, I don't know, it's 20 driving hours or something. I don't remember how long it was, but it was long. So it was like, okay, we'll all, you know, share, because we all have somewhat disparate sleep schedules. We weren't all like waking up and going to bed at the same time because of the jobs that we had, and because I work in the evenings, I took the night shift, or the night drive. And I remember being like, well, I mean, I'm up in the middle of the night anyway. I may as well grab one of these energy drinks whenever we were like gassing up or whatever. And I remember keeping my hands on the bottle because it was like, oh, that was pretty good. So I'm gonna keep my hands on it. Okay, so this is Moon Mountain Pass. That is the Earthwalker Temple that I'm in right now. This has to be the Dark Ice Mines. I can't see it as being anything else. This one... That's probably space. I think I saw a moon rock. Or an asteroid, so it has to be space. Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's get this test started. Okay, so I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a totem piece. Okay, this is the Lightfoot Village. No problem. And then this is the moon rock. And if I'm correct and this is space... Yep, there you go. Okay. And then we've got the Gold Tooth, which goes to the Earthwalker Temple that I'm inside of right now. Well, technically, I'm not inside of the Earthwalker Temple. I'm inside of the Krazoa Challenge, I guess. This goes to the Cloud Runner. Cloud Ruler. I'll never remember. It's not like they were important and they've been canonized. Nintendo will never actually give Star Fox the attention that it deserves. Not until Miyamoto eventually passes away. And I'm not saying that I'm looking forward to that. I'm just saying that Miyamoto insists that Star Fox is an experimental series not to be capitalized on or taken advantage of for just making good games. It only exists to try out new control schemes, which I've spoken about at length in the past. All right. Okay, so... Shouldn't this be Krazoa Spirit number 5? And there's supposed to be 6? I don't even know where on earth they could send me at this point, but I'm certain that it's going to be phoned in. You did it. You collected the 5th Krazoa Spirit. It will remain in your body until you take it to the Krazoa Palace where it must be released. Okay, now to have a chat.
This is it, Tricky. It's time to say goodbye.
Oh?
I know you're right, Fox. It's just...
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna miss you too. Without your help, this mission would have failed. So I've got something for you. Prince Tricky, Earthwalker, you are now an honorary member of the Star Fox team.
Dad, did you hear that? Me, a member of Star Fox! Do I get my own spaceship?
I'll come and visit you soon.
Just don't make it too long, okay?
Well, that was unexpected. Why is he trying to follow me? Wait a minute. Okay, so he left me And now he's trying to follow me. That kind of undercuts the entire, like, emotional impact of what just happened. Man, if Tricky actually just left me, that probably means I can't do the whole... Yeah, his commands are gone. Oh, that's not great. That might mean that I cannot go and do the maze underneath the, underneath the warp stone. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna top off on health here before I leave, because I don't want to be like... I don't want to be underprepared for whatever is ahead of me, because it feels a bit like we're about to, like, just jump straight into the final boss fight with no warning. But it's also time for me to stop. So you know what? We're gonna stop here. I'm gonna get in that R-Wing next time, and we'll see how close we are to the actual end of the game. Then, bye.